Ben, so, we missed that deadline. Higher-ups weren't happy, you know. They do call them deadlines for a reason, that kind of thing. I told them, Ben understands how deadlines work. Said you were having a little personal problem. I managed to convince them to extend the deadline until tomorrow. One-time deal. You know, it really seems like the story's at a critical juncture right now, and depending on what happens next, I think some big things could be on the horizon for you. I'm excited. Anyway, just checking in one last time. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Talk soon.
Do you have any idea how crazy you sound? The government kidnapping kids, turning them into soldiers? It's something out of a bad sci-fi. You call yourself a journalist and you believe this crap?
Yeah, it's Dan from Lethbridge, Corsica calling in. Why are you shoving your nose where it doesn't belong? Master Chief single-handedly saved Earth on multiple occasions. Who cares where he came from? Do you think UNSC will let you get away with this slander? We need a hero, someone to keep us safe. Stop what you're doing before you get into trouble.
We're not talking about some details were off or they were misinterpreting something. They weren't even exaggerating. They were complete fabrications.
I like you, Ben. I like you a lot. I really do. But how many imaginary Oni brass rings do you have to grab to feel important? Hurting this man's legacy? I like you, but not what you think. What you're doing is wrong. I'd say misleading, even. Just stop.
Hey, I want to start, get this, a Master Chief themed restaurant. I could have a burger called the Master Beef and a Spartan Shake. I was just calling to ask you, do you know what Master Chief's favorite food is? I want to put it on the specials menu. People would eat that up.
It doesn't matter who's lying or who you think is lying. The Master Chief saved the world, and you managed to what? Stir up a couple nuts and get some idiots to call you up? Get real, Giraud. Where do you get off?
I just don't think the UNSC will go to all that trouble. You have to understand that from the perspective of living on Earth, it sounds like the outer colonists are constantly trying to prove insane conspiracies. Why don't you just relax out there?
I always thought Oni and the government were fishy as hell, man. But to cover up this bunch of info about the Master Chief in incognito, whatever they're keeping about him from us has gotta be big. I mean, how many people have they blackmailed, threatened, or even plain out killed to just cover their trails? What measures did they take to keep Thomas quiet when you were interviewing him? Threaten his family?
We're not talking about some details were off or they were misinterpreting something. They weren't even exaggerating. They were complete fabrications. When I heard that Lieutenant's liberation story, I almost got sick. Everything she was saying happened in Elysium. Sounded exactly, down to tiny details, like the story my brother had told me from surviving the camps on Dwarga. Who does that?
Who does this Benjamin guy think he is? Poking around trying to figure out who the Master Chief really is? It doesn't matter about his past. What matters is that he's here right now to save us all. And he has on multiple occasions. None of us would be here if it wasn't for the Master Chief. This guy has no right to be poking around.
Who the hell do you think you are, Giraud? Look, you're just some backwater conspiracy nutjob looking for a quick buck by damaging the reputation of the greatest hero humanity has ever had. 117 is the only reason you, me, anyone exists here, buddy, and you would better appreciate that. Let the Chief just do his job and respect what he's done for you.
You call the Chief a traitor? You're the traitor, you mouthy pig. Do the galaxy a favor. Sign up for good, strip naked, and jettison your treasonous ass out into space. Journalists. Oh, I bloody hate journalists.
We live in the 26th century, Ben, and you know what holds society together at this point? Lies. Yes, we're not being told the whole truth, but you can't be so incredibly naive as to assume that knowing the whole truth would benefit us. If we're shrouded in a cloud of deceit, so be it. As long as out of that cloud come heroes, like the Master Chief.
Man, don't tell me y'all are talking about the Chief. The man who single-handedly saved us all from sure destruction? And yet we still doubt him? You people can't put your trust in anything these days, can you? God, this is pathetic.
Personally, Ben, I love what you're doing. I am sick to death of the government spinning these tales and instead of just telling us how it is. And we all know that that's what they're doing. You, on the other hand, you are a crusader, my friend, and I cannot wait for you to catch these Oni bastards with their pants down. Keep going. Dig deep.
Hi, Ben. Listen, great work on the show. I mean, Chief is such an icon, but the stuff that you're digging up about him, I mean, if he's got a secret, it's got to be huge. And you've convinced me that I want to know the truth. So just keep coming out with the episodes and, please, just stay safe.
Yeah, boy. You know, the Master Chief done save enough people, and there's a big-time hero. You know, you want to do is hunt the truth. Master Chief is the truth. You know, they say what you don't know won't hurt you. But in this case, what you don't know will hurt you. Respect.
Ben, what I think you're doing is right, and I can't believe anybody hasn't actually done it sooner. The public needs to know where their heroes come from, and the truth, not what the government likes to shove down our throats. The Master Chief and what they did to him, you have to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, Ben, I just wanted to contact you to let you know that there's a lot of people out here who are very, very interested in your work, such as me. You know, people need to know who their hero is, and that's what you're doing. You're doing a damn good job. Keep up the good work. I support you.
Look, Ben, I don't care if you're a top journalist or anything you call yourself. The Master Chief has saved humankind so many times that we could not care less where he came from. Stop prying where you're not supposed to.
Where do you get off trying to tear down humanity's greatest hero? Chasing down these conspiracy theorists just to give them a dark past? No one cares! Even if it is true, hardship builds character, and this time it built us a savior. He was there when we needed him most, and your grotesque implications will never change that.
This is a disgrace, Mr. Giraud. We shouldn't be judging the Master Chief like this. You know, I thought we were better than that. And to think there used to be a time when we honored our men and women in uniform and didn't judge them by their past. His actions speak louder than that. If anything, we should let him tell his own story, not you.
Benjamin Giraud, you are either the craziest man I've ever heard of in my life or the stupidest. Challenging Oni and poking holes in this Master Chief story? I was appalled at first, but by this point I think you should keep going. Finish what you started. And we are with you every step of the way.
Hey, Mr. Giraud, I love what you're doing, getting the truth out there and all that, but I was wondering, how do you know that the Master Chief has always been one guy? Like, you know, maybe he's been different guys wearing the same looking armor, and the military just says it's the same guy? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't believe what Oni's saying for a second. Nothing adds up. But aren't they supposed to be protecting us? The Master Chief doesn't deserve you poking around in his life.
Oni is sick, Ben. What they've been hiding from the public, us, you and me, I feel betrayed. What you're digging into, it's bigger than you, Ben, you know? You're just digging a grave for yourself. If they are willing to hide the truth, then God only knows what else they'll hide. They'll bring this interview down and you down with it. The Master Chief has only ever done what needed to be done for humanity, even in the darkest of times, against the gravest of threats. To defame him with these false implications, it's a sick pantomime. This has to stop. No one could have done what he's done. Prove me wrong.
With all due respect, Ben, you need to stop. You're painting someone black that is golden. You are tearing down someone that has brought so much peace and stability to the universe. And for what? Your own small niche fan base? Your own personal agenda? You sat through all the stories you've done. You saw the worst of humanity. Well, you must have been looking in the mirror. You should be thanking the Master Chief, not defiling his past, not chasing his ghosts. Leave it be.